Okay, students, now there are some questions related to transformer which we should know. Okay, 1 or 2 mark questions can be prepared. First is why core of the transformer is made up of soft iron. Okay, why do we prefer that soft iron should be used? So, there is the reason related to energy loss. Okay, for the soft iron, if we use the soft iron as a core, then the energy loss in the magnetization and demagnetization process of the core, that is very less. Okay, actually when we compare different type of materials, then energy loss comes minimum for the soft iron core. Okay, so some energy losses always takes place in the magnetization and demagnetization process of the core. So you know that in the core is encountering the change of flux again and again. So it is magnetizing and demagnetizing. So always in this process the energy loss takes place, but for the soft iron core this energy loss is minimum. Okay, among different materials, like if we compare it with steel, then soft iron is better. And actually this topic was there in the unit number 3rd, but it has been cut now from the syllabus. So you should remember this point, that energy loss is equal to the area of one graph. That graph we call hysteresis loop or the graph. Hysteresis loop. Okay, so that graph or hysteresis loop, that area denotes the energy loss. So that area is minimum for soft iron. So if area is minimum, then energy loss is also minimum. That's why we prefer the soft iron core. So remember one simple point, energy loss is minimum for soft iron. Second question, why the core is laminated? Laminated. Okay, so laminated means one plate, second plate, third plate, they are all insulated and stick together again. So the reason is this, we have discussed already, to reduce eddy currents. Okay, whenever we use the laminated core, so the core also has change of magnetic flux through it. Okay, primary and secondary coils have the change of magnetic flux. Let's see this diagram. In the transformer diagram, we already have discussed that there is change of magnetic flux in the primary coil, in the secondary coil, but in the core also change of magnetic flux is there, and core is a plate, two-dimensional. So here also the induced current is produced. But what do we call this induced current? That is eddy current. Okay, whenever induced current is produced in 2D or 3D, then we call it eddy current. Now eddy current also make loss, heat loss. So how to reduce it? Here, while the eddy current will flow, heat loss will take place. So how to reduce it? So by laminating the core. By laminating, the area becomes less, resistance increases, so current becomes less. So laminated cores, its simple reason is to reduce eddy currents. Okay, these are 1 mark questions generally. Now there can be a 2 mark question. Why the transmission of electrical energy through transformer is preferred at high voltage? Okay, whenever electrical energy is to be transferred from one location to a far off location, then transformers can increase or decrease the voltages. Okay, so using the transformer, we supply the power to any destination at high voltage. Why at high voltage only we supply the power? Reason, so because at high voltage the current becomes low. Okay, for the same power transmission. Okay, so at high voltage the current becomes smaller, which will flow through long wires. So when the current flows through the wires, then Joule's heat law says that heat loss is there, I square RT. Okay, this is that I square RT, heat loss. Okay, so this I square RT heat loss, it will be reduced if we reduce the current. So that's why the electrical energy transmission takes place at high voltage. If you are asked the question that you should choose the low voltage or high voltage power transmission, so you have to say we will choose the high voltage power transmission. Okay, whenever long distances the power is to be transmitted. Okay, you can add this also for long distances. Okay, power transmission is preferred at high voltage because current is low, so heat loss is low. Okay, heat loss is reduced. So these are some questions. Now we have to understand the losses in the transformer. Till now we were assuming the transformer to be very ideal. Now we will consider the losses also. Now let us continue understanding the last subheading of transformer. One question is related to losses in transformer. Okay, there are total 5 losses which can take place in the transformer device. First loss is flux loss, magnetic flux loss. So you remember that we were linking the magnetic flux produced in the primary coil with the secondary coil completely, but it doesn't take place. Okay, so all the flux produced by the primary coil does not gets linked with the secondary coil. Some flux leaks in the surrounding. Flux is actually magnetic field lines, so they can go here and there also. So magnetic field lines, some are lost in the surrounding. So that loss is called flux loss. The next two losses that are almost same, so copper loss and iron loss. Okay, now it is related to current flowing. Okay, we already know that whenever current flows in the coil or in any material, then I square RT is the heat loss. So I square RT heat loss is called copper loss and I square RT loss is called the iron loss. But depending upon we are talking about which current. Okay, so first of all, we know that in the transformer, how many types of currents are flowing? So we know that in the transformer, primary and secondary coils are 2 coils. In that, induced current is produced, induced current is flowing. So since the induced currents are flowing in primary and secondary coils, which are the coils are generally made up of copper. So that's why due to this type of current flow in the coils made up of copper, whatever loss takes place, that we call copper loss. Okay, now what is iron loss then? What is made up of iron? So very simple. Here one eddy current is also flowing, no? Okay, in transformer. So eddy current is flowing in the core. Okay, core over which the primary and secondary coils are, the windings are there. Okay, core. So core में क्या प्रोड्यूस होती है? एडी करंट. और कोर किसकी बनी हुई होती है? सॉफ्ट आयरन की. तो कोर में जो भी करंट प्रोड्यूस होगी उससे जो लॉस होगा उसको आयरन लॉस बोलेंगे. ठीक है, तो कॉपर की बनी हुई कॉइल में जो लॉस हुआ उसको कॉपर लॉस और आयरन की बनी हुई कोर में जो लॉस हुआ उसको आयरन लॉस. ओके, दिस वे. सो बोथ आर करंट लॉसेस और हीट लॉसेस ओनली ड्यू टू करंट्स. बट यहाँ करंट अलग टाइप की है, यहाँ करंट अलग टाइप की है. लेट अस सी. Now fourth loss is a name hysteresis loss. Okay, hysteresis loss just now we discussed. What happens when the induced current or alternating currents flows through the primary and secondary coil? So core also comes under that change. So core gets magnetized and core gets demagnetized. So due to the magnetization and demagnetization of the core, some energy loss also takes place. Okay, and this energy loss is mathematically or numerically equal to area of one graph. That graph is hysteresis graph or hysteresis loop. So more is the area of the graph, more is the energy loss. That's why here soft iron is preferred for transformer, because for soft iron the area of hysteresis loop is very less. That's why the energy loss is also very less. Okay, this we have already discussed this point. Now last point is humming loss. Humming loss is what? So by the name humming, you must be remembering one hummingbird. Okay, hummingbird is known for its particular noise, for making the particular noise. So hummingbird is related to noise. In electrical circuits we use the hummingbird for the noise. So where the noise comes or noise loss is there, let's see. So when the plates of the core, the core is laminated, that means the plates are there. One plate, second plate, third plate behind it like this. So they vibrate during the working of the transformer. So because the core expands also, core contracts also. So what happens? The vibration takes place. So while touching each other, these plates, they make sound. So this is also a kind of loss only. Sound is a form of energy. So that means some energy is wasted in making sound. Okay, or unnecessary sound is called the noise. That's why this energy loss in form of the noise is called the humming loss. So when the plates collide each other and make noise, so that noise loss or energy loss is called humming loss. So these are the different types of losses which take place in the transformer. Okay. Okay, let's see now how to solve the transformer numericals. We have this first question. The primary coil of ideal step-up transformer has 100 turns. So let us keep on writing. NP is 100. Transformation ratio is 100. So ratio means NS upon NP is called transformation ratio. That is also 100. Okay. Then input voltage. Input voltage means primary voltage. We can call it EP. That is given 220 volt. Okay. Then input power. So primary power. Input power is 1100 watt. These are the data given. Now let us start solving. First question is number of turns in secondary that we have to solve. So NP is given. NS upon NP ratio also we know. So using this line, NS which is required is 100 NP. So 100 into 100. Okay, the answer is 10 raised to power 4. B part of the question is current in primary. Okay, how to get the current in primary? So you know already VI is equal to power. So because power in primary and voltage in primary is already given. So current in primary we can solve using these two data. So power upon voltage we have to apply. So 1100 upon 220 voltage we have to apply. Answer will become 5 ampere. After that, the C question is voltage across secondary. Voltage across secondary. So here we will be needing the ratio term. ES upon EP is actually equal to NS upon NP. We want ES, that means voltage across secondary. So ES will become NS upon NP into EP. NS upon NP means transformation ratio is given 100. EP is given 220. This way our answer will become 22 kilovolt. Okay. So C part is done. D part is we have to solve current in the secondary. So again this way we can solve current in the secondary. So IS is needed. Current in secondary. IS is needed. So IS upon IP is reverse. NP upon NS. This formula you should know. So IS will become NP upon NS into IP. Now NP upon NS we can write 1 by 100 because NS upon NP is 100. So NP upon NS is 1 by 100. IP current we had already solved. So it will become 0.05 ampere current in secondary. Last two terms are power in the secondary and efficiency. So power in secondary and power in primary are actually equal because it is written that it is ideal transformer. So whenever ideal transformer word is written, that means power out and power in are same. It's solved here. Ideal means power in and power out, or power in primary and power in secondary are same. So power in secondary how to solve? Equal to power in primary. That is already given. Input power is given already. So this way our second term is solved. Now efficiency. Efficiency formula is power out upon power in into 100. So power out upon power in also you can write, or power in secondary upon power in primary. That also you can write. Now both are equal already. That's why the efficiency will come 100%. We denote it by eta symbol. Note down this question. We are proceeding to next question now. Okay, now let's see this second question. This is a little tough question. Let us draw the situation. A town is situated at 20 km away from a power plant. Okay, so we can show. Suppose this is the town and suppose this is the power plant. Okay, and this distance is given 20 kilometer. Okay, this way. Now this town is requiring 600 kilowatt of power. Okay, its requirement is that 600 kilowatt power should be given to it at 220 volt. 220 volt. Okay, this is the requirement of the town. The resistance of two wire line, that means power point to town connection is this way, two line. So we have to calculate the total resistance. That's why two lines we have to draw. That resistance is 0.4 per kilometer. This will be using. Okay, so first of all, how to calculate the total resistance? This will be needing. See, the distance is 20 kilometer and the wires are 2. So 20 plus 20, 40 kilometer is the length of the wire. So how much will be the resistance of the total wire? Per kilometer 0.4 is the resistance. So 40 into 0.4. Okay, हर 1 किलोमीटर का रेजिस्टेंस है 0.4. टोटल किलोमीटर कितने हैं? 40. So 40 into 0.4, it will become 16 ohm. So the total resistance is 16 ohm. We will be needing it. Let us keep it. Now the town gets the power from a line through 3220 volt step down transformer. Okay, so this town is going to get 220 volt final, but transformer will be connected. Okay, so transformer will convert 3000 volt to 220 volt. So from power plant, no, electricity is transmitted at high voltage. So at 3000 volt initially the electricity will be transmitted from the power plant, because so that the power losses are come. This we have discussed already, that at high voltage, if the electricity is transmitted, then the power losses are less. So at 3000 volt the electricity will be transmitted. Then here through the transformer, that 3000 volt will get converted to 220 volt. Okay, here only. So one step down transformer will make it 3000 to 220 volt for the town. This will happen. Now what is the question? Find power loss in form of heat. Okay, when the electricity will be transmitted, how much power loss is taking place? So power loss formula is I square RT, I square R. Okay, here power loss. R resistance we have already calculated 16 ohm. Now current is needed. Current. So how much current is flowing? So since the power is given and voltage is this which we have to use, at this voltage the electricity was transmitted. So how to calculate the current? Only this point you have to remember. Don't take P and V, this combination. Okay, power is this, voltage is not 220. Here two voltages are going on, 220 volt and 3000 volt. Which volt you will be taking? At high voltage the transmission is done always. So 3000 the transmission is done. So power upon voltage is the formula. So 600 kilo upon 3000 volt we have to apply. It will give us, kilo and 1000 are cancelled, so 200 ampere current will be obtained. Okay, now we will put it in the power formula. So power formula is I square R. So 200 square into resistance is 16. This way we will calculate the power. So 16 fours are 64 into 10 raised to power 4 watt. This will be the answer of the power loss. Okay. Now next question is that how much power must the plant supply? So you see, what is the need for the town? 600 kilowatt. This power is need of the town. Town want to work, means this town's all domestic or all that supply need is 600 kilowatt. And in between, in the transfer, this much power loss will also take place. Okay, this we can write in kilo, 640 kilowatt. So this power which is lost, which will be lost during the transmission, and what is the town's requirement? This total power should be supplied by the power plant. यहाँ से P1 तो लॉस हो गया और P2 इसे चाहिए, तो P1 प्लस P2 इसको सप्लाई करनी पड़ेगी. सो हाउ मच पावर द प्लांट विल सप्लाई? सो पावर सप्लाइड विल बी, okay, how much? The need of the town and the lost in between, the loss in the power. So this much power the power plant should supply. So this is the power supplied answer. Okay.